first of all, we all know that I'm a Steelers fan, and unlike some people I know, I predicted they were going to go to the playoffs. As a matter of fact, I had the Steelers going to the Super Bowl, even though Kansas City's gave me cause to pause. But let me be very, very clear. The Panthers stunk up the joint last night. I mean, they passed gas on national television. That's what they did. Okay, this is what happened. When you
he has to use that reference. Why?
Excuse me.
Does he not know there's ladies in the room?
Because, well, excuse me, if something smells, it smells, okay? And that's the reality of the situation. I mean, there was a skunk that showed up at Heinz Field last night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Is that better for you? I mean, this is what it is. The reality is this. No matter how good the Steelers have been, and their offense is sensational, and there is no doubt about that. When your leading receiver is 4 catches for 40 yards in Greg Olsen, that's all you need to know. Cam Newton's completing 68% of his passes. Didn't matter last night. First pass of the game, he throws an interception to Vince Williams that's returned for a pick 6, okay? That's before a 75-yard hookup from Big Ben Roethlisberger to Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm going to give names here because, listen, it's like a mugshot. That's what you should put up for these guys. James Bradbury, Dante Jackson, and Eric Reed. I mean, you talk about dudes that didn't show up last night. We saw the Eric Reed sighting because of the hit on Big Ben Roethlisberger that got him ejected. That's the only relevant thing that the Panthers secondary did last night. That is not typical Carolina Panthers. Is their defense stout, big time? It's good, but it's not that. It's not on that level. But they're certainly not that bad. I'm not taking anything away from what we saw from the Pittsburgh Steelers. But had you won the game 35-31 or something along those lines, I would understand and respect where it's coming from. We're talking about a Carolina team that's given up 31 to Atlanta, that's given up 31 to the New York Giants, 23 to the Redskins, 28 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, the Ravens scored 21 points against them. They bend a lot, but don't necessarily break. Last night, not only did they break, they broke before 5 minutes had arrived in the game. That is not the Carolina Panthers.
The rules.
So when something like that happens, that's an extreme aberration.
It's not on Thursday nights. The rules of the NFL.
Thursday night?
That's right.
Is that what you just said?
That's right. The rules of the NFL are set up in a way that favor the offense to such an absurd extent nowadays, which the fans love. It's happening in basketball, too. Whenever it happens in baseball, that gets more popular. Fans love offense. Everyone says defense wins championships, but most especially casual fans love offense. And it's so out of whack at this point that when two teams neither have a great amount of time to prepare, the defensive team gets killed.
I'm interrupting because I don't want to hear that from you about Thursday Night Football. Because no one loves Thursday Night Football more than you.
Thursday nights have been very good this year early on. However, no, excuse me.
No. Because you're trying to change it. No. Wax it philosophically. I don't want to hear it. You have been complaining about, you have been loving Thursday Night Football. Don't come here now and complain about it.
Three Thursday Night Football games have resulted in defenses giving up an average of 43 points. They don't have to be bad games on Thursday night. A lot of the early games were good. But as the hit from Eric Reed, he got ejected from that. Yeah. Ejected from that. What did he do? He actually tried to alter his trajectory.
What did he do? Can I answer that question? What did he do? We live in an age where a quarterback, you can get ejected for breaking a quarterback's fingernail.
That's right.
That's how bad it is.
That's why Carolina looked bad.
So what I'm trying to say to you is that, what do you mean what he did? Everyone knows when the quarterback is sliding.
He was in the air by the time he slid.
Everyone knows when the quarterback is sliding feet first, you can't touch it. We don't like it. We abhor the rule, but it has been in place long enough for him to know better. And I agree with Eric Reed. It wasn't intentional. That's why he gave Big Ben Roethlisberger a pound, and Ben Roethlisberger didn't overreact, because you're right. He tried to alter his body in a sense where he didn't try to hit his head in any way. But when a quarterback is sliding feet first, if you breathe on him, you're getting.
And so you know what message is being sent by? First of all, the teams are tired because they have short rest. And secondly, the league is sending them every message. Hey, defense, don't try hard. I mean, so you get defenses giving up huge points, as Carolina did. Pittsburgh is for real. Carolina was on short rest, and that is
the point. Is this? No, that's two sides. What I'm saying to you is that for this question, for the purposes of this discussion, what was more prevalent? And I'm saying that
Pittsburgh.
well, let me finish. Steelers offense, as explosive as they were last night, we've seen that explosion. Are you going to let me finish?
Both sides.
You guys are both doing this to each other.
Are you going to let me? Actually, we're not doing it to each other. No, we're not. I disagree. The point is
now
that
I'm getting interrupted.
the Steelers offense it's indicative of who they are. That Carolina Panthers defense, there's very few teams in the NFL that stink that early. They stunk 2 minutes into the game.
Right, but I just told you every defense the last 3 weeks has stunk on Thursday night. Meantime, Pittsburgh's offense, you just said it's for real.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because you cannot talk to me about Thursday night football again.
It is. Pittsburgh's offense is for real. What we see from Pittsburgh now, though, is a secondary that can play with a pass rush up front. I mean, that's the whole thing with Pittsburgh. What have you been lamenting for years now, right? Years ago, you would talk about the Pittsburgh offensive line. Tomlin fixed that, came on this show and pointed it out to you. And you said, that's right, I pointed it out and you guys fixed it. Now you've been religiously, week to week, talking about their secondary. Not only is their secondary better, but the pass rush is there too. This is what you've been waiting for. Enjoy it.
First of all, well, I'm not saying it's not a matter of enjoyment. I'm doing just fine. It's Friday. I'm chilling. I'm getting ready to fly home after the show. Who the hell's the
You don't have a tie on?
I'm fine. I'm good.
You're in Arizona in front of these fine men and women. Who's better than us? Right?
And let's not bring up the absence of the tie. If you got a better dressed sports writer in America, show me who that brother is. I'm here to tell you. All right, so let's be clear. The bottom line is this, though. The Steelers, we lamented Kansas City's defense, for example. What did the Steelers score in that game? I believe it was 38 points, if I remember correctly. They had that in the second quarter yesterday.
Yeah.
They had that in the second quarter. All I'm trying to say is that for this particular night, it was more bad Carolina.